Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling your radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome to the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. And you know what day it is, right? You've heard about this, the fact that today is a very special day. I assume you have heard this, that it's a very, very, very special day. It's New Year's Eve. It's time to celebrate, right? Isn't it?
We got time to crank one more out.
What do you mean, one more what?
Show.
Oh, okay. Shoosh. Gee whiz.
What do you think I meant?
I was worried there for a minute.
I know what you were thinking, and it's the same thing.
Oh, okay. We have been compared to similar type things, so we'll leave it at that. Yeah, as you can hear, CJ is in the studio. Bubble Boy here to celebrate in work on New Year's Eve. This is our job. This is what we have to do sometimes.
No.
What do you mean?
Jobs you get paid for.
Yeah.
Well, that's true, but
this is a labor of love.
Is that what it is? You really think so?
No, I'm just trying to make it sound good.
Okay, if you say. Okay, we'll see. You could be pretty excited.
Somebody's got the drops button.
What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about.
Happy New Year!
Yeah, there's that, and then we got a big crowd of people too. Yeah. We pulled out all the stops. Yeah.
He's got the dropsies, all right.
Okay, there you go. That's enough of that. But yeah, we have to do some of that today, don't we? On New
Feels
Year's
like
Eve?
a real show now.
No, get out.
Yeah.
Greg worked a whole half hour for that.
That's true. Barry the Bugger knows. He's celebrating New Year's Eve. Finally, a holiday he can celebrate with all of us.
Thank you.
And then Vinny Two Tanks with us too from the left coast. Vinny, how you doing there, buddy? What's going on?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you.
Thank you.
What do you got planned for tonight's festivities other than joining us to get, warmed up, socially lubricated for the big event, ball drop? And I'm talking about the New Year's Eve ball drop, just so we're clear.
I have no plans.
You have no plans?
No plans.
What are the odds?
You tiger.
No plans
Well,
are good plans.
I figure after this show, I'll be close to passing out. So
Okay, what, from the pain probably?
You mean before
I get
the
it,
show?
I get
before
it.
the show.
Yeah, because that could happen. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time one of the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad members fell asleep or something during the broadcast.
We'll try to keep you awake.
Yeah, it kind of depends on what he's how exciting we're being, I guess.
Pretty damn boring right now.
Is it?
I gotta say,
everybody had everybody had homework to do for tonight's or for the big show today.
No,
I could have sworn we did this last week. You keep.
What do you mean?
he repackaged it.
Yeah, no, it's totally
Same
different.
thing, just called something
It's the same
different.
thing, it's different. Nah.
No, what did we do last week for Christmas Eve? What did we do?
We thought about dives that brought us joy, which is the same thing as looking back on the best dives in 2022.
Well, I didn't limit it to the past
you just
year.
labeled it differently.
I said what dive you've done brought you the most joy.
Oh, okay.
In the past year.
I did not say in the past year.
It's better than the alternative.
Wrong.
Okay, I misunderstood.
No, it's better than the alternative. That's
Yeah.
divers who are no longer with us this year. We lost in 2022. Let's not do that.
Oh, golly. All right. Thanks, Vinny. Oh, no. That was Bubble Boy. What are the odds?
I was channeling Mr.
Yeah, I
Vincent.
told you your hearing's going.
He was
You can't
channeling
hear
Vinny Two
anything.
Tanks. Okay. It's what we do. on New Year's Eve. But no, I mean, I wanted to look back at the last year, which has been very good. We've had a very, very good year for Scuba Radio, not just diving business-wise. The show's doing incredibly well, which is surprising when you consider who does the show.
Really is.
Yeah, and I take full credit or blame, depending on your perspective, along with the rest of these losers. So
Just goes to show you, talent has nothing to do with it.
that's right.
It's all perseverance.
So true.
Greg doesn't have any quit in him.
That's right. It doesn't matter how bad we are. We'll just continue on.
Never say
and
die.
on and on. But no, we've had an amazing year. It really has been so great. And, I should probably take this moment to just thank you for listening to our nonsense every week. It is really humbling when we get out in public and meet some of you face to face. I mean, it's really remarkable because we think, who would possibly want to listen to this nonsense? And then lo and behold, we get out there at a dive show or something, DEMA show, and people come up and say, man, I listen to you guys, blah, 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 it's very humbling. It is very humbling, and it feels really good that people actually enjoy this nonsense and stick with us day in or week in and week out. And what fuels us to keep doing the show. It really does. And I really do appreciate it. And I mean that very heartfelt. So there you go. All right. Yeah. No crying. No crying aloud. But we do appreciate it. And all our sponsors, business wise, we've had a great year. We really have had an amazing year, from all the supporters that support the show. And it's been a record year. I'm not going to lie.
So what you're saying is we'll probably do it for at least a couple more weeks.
Yeah, well, it's week to week.
Before we shut the whole thing down.
Well, I never know when we end the show on any given Saturday if we're going to be back the next week.
Yeah, you never know, man.
I don't know.
Nothing is guaranteed.
That's right. Might get hit by a train.
Listen while you can.
So I stay away from trains. But
especially the Bright Line.
Mm-hmm. Why? What do you mean?
The Bright Line train? Oh, you don't have
it's
it
not
up
going
here
to pay
yet.
off, Greg. It's never going to pay
It's
off.
on its way.
Yeah. Okay.
It's on its way.
It'll be here in a couple of years.
You want to explain? No, please.
You know how they in World War II the fighters used to put a little picture of the airplane that they shot down on the side of the plane with little X through it?
Right.
Well, they do that on the Bright Line with how many people they have taken out in cars they've taken out down here.
The Bright Line train system in Florida.
The Bright Line train system. Oh yeah, they do. We've got the best record of killing cars and unfortunately people down here.
Okay, thanks for that, Barry.
That's good to know.
Florida drivers.
Yeah, way to go, Barry. You didn't own it.
Oh, Jerry the diver guy, even here now.
Okay.
Look out. Now we know it's going to be a total train wreck of a show.
Nice segue.
Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've had a great year, and the diving's been phenomenal this past year. And that's what I asked the crew to kind of bring to the table this week and reflect on the past year. Diving-wise, what was the standout dive that you did in 2022? So it's not exactly what we did last week.
My answer is
totally
the same,
different.
though. It just happens to be the same.
Okay, well, go ahead then. What was
The Bimini trip. The little Bimini dive.
The Bimini dive that we did with the sharks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me too.
That or the Fiji is a very close second.
Really? See, now I would have put Fiji above that. Well, but that's me because I'd been to Bimini before, but that was a new experience. So it's always like
there's more sharks for me.
Well, true, because
Bimini.
you didn't do the shark dive in Fiji, correct? But still, when you look at all the diving we did in Fiji,
And
I know,
and the
it was
massages that you got.
Shut up.
we had amazing massages.
I've already blocked that out until now.
What? You blocked yours out?
Yeah.
Forgot
all about it.
You're talking about the special Jerry massage.
No, I wasn't. He was.
Oh, God.
Right. No, I had a regular
it.
massage.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't.
No, when we went to Bengal Lagoon, remember?
You came out and you were a mess.
I was a mess.
What was
That was
Jerry's
the first-
nickname again, Greg? Was it Engelbert Humperdinck or something?
No, Juicy Butt from Sony. Yeah, in Fiji. Jerry the diver guy, better known as
Gross.
Juicy Butt in 2022. And that's actually on his passport now, I think. So when he goes back, that's how they'll recognize him. All right, more coming up. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Bula. You'll hear that a lot when you visit Fiji. It's more than a greeting. It's the spirit of this friendly country. With 333 islands, white sand beaches, and year-round tropical warmth, it's hard not to feel happy at this exceptional dive destination known as the soft coral capital of the world. Fiji Airways has a modern fleet of aircraft to take you to Fiji in style and at great prices. Contact your travel agent now or go to FijiAirways.com and plan your Fijian dive adventure. That's FijiAirways.com.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of ScubaRadio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures ScubaRadio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Hey, baby, what's going down?
Later, nerd.
Are you lacking with the ladies?
Nope.
Enhance your scuba superpowers with a new ScubaRadio hat.
Wow, nice hat.
Just picked it up at ScubaRadio.com.
Buy 2 ScubaRadio hats and get free shipping.
Need a dive buddy, sexy?
Always. And I got a Scuba Radio hat for you, too.
New ScubaRadio hats are now available at ScubaRadio.com.
So cool.
Order yours today, or stay a loser.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master, CJ Bubble Boy in the studio, and then connected via the web. Right now we have the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad made up of Barry the Bugger, Jerry the Diver Guy, a.k.a. Juicy Butt in Fiji, and Vinny Two Tanks. So we're working on New Year's Eve. We're dedicated to doing this goofy little show every week. Even, actually, it's just an excuse to kind of ramp up into New Year's Eve festivities, because you guys are already drinking, aren't you? Yeah, CJ, Bubble Boy, you're liars. No. You're total liars. What is wrong with you? Really?
I never drink on New Year's Eve.
I got to drive, my friend.
Exactly.
You're being responsible for the first time ever.
I may later.
Okay, may later. All right, you actually gave Bubble Boy his Christmas present, because
I did.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't here for the Scuba Radio Christmas Crabstravaganza in studio. You gonna open it up on the? Okay, go ahead, open it up. See what he got. I think he got. It looks about the size of 3 Mr. Hanky Christmas poos.
Oh, look at that. Oh,
yeah,
sweet.
That very well could be what he got.
Something I would have expected from Casey the tobacco nut, but
yeah, actually,
screw him. He's not here.
Exactly.
You can put one of those in your orifice to extend its life.
Greg,
what?
Come on.
Premium cigars, handmade.
That was just a handy tip. There you go. He got cigars.
I got you something too.
Really? What is?
Some box of Frankenberry.
Oh, Frankenberry.
Yeah. Tastes like soiled undergarments.
Okay.
It's all stale and gross.
Perfect New Year's Eve
now with
knick-knack.
granola.
Those and some corn nuts. That's all you need for New Year's
about
Eve.
4 months out of date.
Okay. So we're all set. You have some cigars for you're going to light those up tonight, Bubble Boy, for New Year's Eve?
I think I just might.
And then reflect on a year of amazing diving, you think?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But
all of them at once. Jam them in your pie hole.
How many is there? 5?
Looks like a harmonica.
That would be kind of a cool picture of. Yeah, do that. Stick all 5 in your pie hole and take a selfie. And why not? Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, you can see this on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch, and we apologize.
Really
but there you go. Bubble Boy got cigars for Christmas. How nice. That isn't it? Something to suck on. Okay, so moving on.
Good Lord.
He got something to suck on from CJ. It has a ring to it. Okay, so New Year's Eve is a time to reflect. And so our best dives of 2022, this is the time to look back and see the best ones that we've done. CJ already said he felt it was Bimini, the shark dive that he did with the Caribbean reef sharks of
Although
Bimini.
the Spiegel Grove was up there too.
That's right. It's hard to rate them.
This last year was just killer for diving.
Right. I mean, for me, I would say it was the dives in Fiji, or just, it's
because I was there. I get it.
Well, it was the trip overall. I'd been, 11 years, 12 years since I'd been to Fiji, and going back after all that time and wondering what it was going to be like, and bringing 3 new people with me that had never been. It was a treat for me, not just for me personally to revisit all the dive sites and catch up with some of the folks in Fiji that we have come to know over the years doing this show, but just being able to share that adventure with some friends that had never been there.
This is going to blow your mind.
Yeah. I mean, you remember, I totally overhyped this thing. Like, I started questioning whether or not I should be gushing over what we were about to experience, but I was like, I know what they got over there. It's going to be pretty cool.
It 100% lived up to all the
hype. And that was that was a nice feeling for me to be able to, bring you guys along and have you guys experience that and see, how you guys responded to. Just from my standpoint, I'm looking at you guys and thinking like, that's how I felt when I did this the first time. And it was cool to kind of see you guys, experience that. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of a touching moment there, even for Jerry the diver guy. When Jerry came out from his massage from Sony at Paradise Taviuni, and he just had this look on his face.
Ecstasy.
Like, I'm going to kill you.
You mean the look that he has now?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. He was frozen.
He just bailed.
It was a cross.
He just bailed.
It was a cross.
We've lost the feed.
It was an expression of bliss and annoyance. It was kind of hard to decipher which one it was, but it was hilarious because he got a massage from he thought it was going to be a girl, ended up being a guy, and touched him in ways that I don't think he thought was possible.
Can you feel the love?
And it was a moment in time that we will never forget.
What's going on?
Isn't that? but we'll never forget that, will we, CJ?
Who's drunk? Punami.
Oh golly. Oh golly.
Now is he mad at us?
No,
no, he's froze up.
Is he still listening, or he just turned his camera off?
He'll come back with shooting his rifle or something.
He's probably having a stroke. Is my guess.
Speaking of strokes,
his 2 coffee cans and the string broke down.
Okay. So we'll get his response.
No, that was no coincidence that as soon as we brought that up, he.
Yeah, but diving's all about making memories. I mean, it's not
those
just
kind of memories.
Yeah, I mean, that's part that goes with these adventures. You go on a dive trip. You can only spend so much time underwater, but you're hanging out with your friends. You're having a blast.
We discovered the Fijian butt coral.
We did indeed, and that's up there on the on ScubaRadio.com. The video.
I feel like a pioneer.
That's by the way, that's one of those little video Easter eggs. If you go and watch one of the 3 videos that we shot in Fiji, you can look for the Fijian butt coral on one of them. So
we've got to see this thing to believe it.
Yeah, it's very Kardashian.
It magically appear.
Okay. It just, it did.
I kind of like this.
What do you mean?
This new, we hear Jerry rather than see him.
Oh, you're saying that's an upgrade.
That
like could be
a radio.
Is that a wishful thinking for the new year? Is that what you're suggesting?
Well, I can do that. I mean, here, CJ.
There we go.
Is that better?
Now he's back.
Oh, no. No. Well, I mean, but that memory we had in Fiji with Jerry the diver guy is something we'll never forget. I don't think Jerry will forget it. He made a friend for life.
No.
Yeah.
When you get violated, you just never forget it.
Well, in a good way. I mean, it was a great experience, something to mark off the list, something that, when you go back to Fiji, will you be able to top it? What do you think, Jerry?
Yes, we'll be able to top it.
I sincerely hope so.
Really? With who?
Jerry.
Yeah, no comment from old Jer. What are you going to do? All right, more coming up. Stay close, and Happy New Year to you.
Scuba Radio.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer. And Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Peregrine is a simple, full-color, multi-gas dive computer. It's also the most economical Shearwater dive computer released to date. Check it out and the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater, dive computers for demanding divers.
Do you have a message or a product that you'd like to share with the diving world? Well, look no further than Scuba Radio. Just like you, thousands of diving enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to ScubaRadio.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
Prepare to rig for dive.
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
I'm sorry I ruined your New Year's Eve party, Lieutenant Dan.
And there we stood on New Year's Eve with my fingers running through your hair. That when the morning came, you'd be there.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ and Bubble Boy are in the studio with me. Scuba Radio, Scuba Squad, connected via the web, made up of Barry the Bugger, Vinny Two Tanks, Jerry the Diver Guy, and now even Casey the Tobacco Nut is with us.
Yes, sir.
You heard that Bubble Boy opened up cigars, and lo and behold, he sniffed us out, and now he's here. You see them cigars? Look at that. He got 5 cigars. For Christmas last week, and he just opened them this morning or today.
See, I personally communicated with Santa, and he called me. Said, "What do you think Bubble Boy would like?"
Yeah,
and I told him.
You told him, and he told you back where you could stick them. I guess, right?
No, he told the elves where he could stick them, and that's why they were in his bag.
Okay, but they weren't. They
weren't from Santa.
They weren't from Santa?
They're from me.
Oh, okay. Shh.
So that's how you know.
Yeah, don't give out the
I'm not saying you're
secrets.
lying, but you're lying.
Okay. Well, there's that. Yeah, Casey is, Casey is the master of the hat. I mean, he comes with different hats every week.
He's got a strong hat game.
He has a Happy New Year's hat wearing you can see on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. And, wears a different one every week. He's not like Barry. He just wears a red condom on his head every week.
It's
protected.
He's protecting himself from us. Actually.
Your hats.
Are you calling Barry a head?
Excuse me?
A head?
A head? I don't know this.
No, but it's obvious that Barry's head is always cold.
Is it? And you would know this how? Because when he nuzzles it into your bosom, it feels.
Whoa! Wait a minute.
What the hell's going on here, Greg?
I don't know. I mean, Casey brought it up. I don't know how he would know.
Like some end of the year phantasm there, Greg.
Phantasm?
A ghost?
What is there? Is it? Yeah, what is that exact? Phantasm? I don't know what that is.
It's a bad movie from the 1970s.
Ghost.
It was a really bad movie. It scared the crap out of me.
Is that like slime from
hated that
Ghostbusters
movie.
or something? I don't know. Okay.
Well, all the planets are aligned, so I don't know how that affects diving exactly, but
Are they? Are the planets aligned
maybe
right
tides,
now? There are a
waves.
lot of planets out in the sky right now. Is that right? Our resident astrology expert would be Bubble Boy. Is that
Yes,
Case?
they're all on one side of the solar system.
Oh,
Sweet.
okay. Well, there you go. See, Casey did throw something out there that I didn't know. That'd make it entertaining for maybe a little bit more exciting for a night dive right now, then, wouldn't it? Or no? You could be underwater and you'd see the reflection of the different planets
I think
and stars.
actually the without a telescope you can see 4
planets. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, I guess it's something. I don't know. They'll still be up there when we go to Bimini in a couple weeks, won't they?
Yeah, they will. If we do
Okay.
a night dive, we'll be able to watch them.
Well,
Jerry can see Uranus from there.
excuse me, Jerry. Will you quit bending over? All right, but you actually, I mean, would you guys even do a night dive in Bimini, knowing that it's Great Hammerhead season?
Oh yeah.
No, because I'll be. I won't see the hammers, but I will be hammered.
Oh, okay.
That is true. There's that interval between the last dive and the night dive that could pose danger.
Yeah, but I mean, would you question doing a night dive in Bimini right now, knowing that the Great Hammerheads are in the area, or would that even phase
But they got to
you
be
at all?
chummed in, right? They're not going to just
Well, that's true.
cruise around.
I mean, but you know, they got the bull sharks.
Unless
there
you lay
too,
flat on the sand like a stingray, then they might be interested.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. When you see the great hammerheads that we're going to experience here in the middle of January,
A couple of weeks away.
yeah, I mean it's these things are literally like 14 feet long. These are massive animals.
Can't wait.
And they're impressive when you get down there with them. Yeah, I mean they don't want anything to do with us for sure, but I will tell you that they are, you know, a little intimidating when they cruise right above your head. They do that.
Well, CJ and I have been trying to get on this dive for several years now.
Yes.
Right. And we've kept you at bay this long, but finally we gave in and allowed them to join the party. So, but I just wonder, would you guys want to do a night dive? I mean, we could do that. I mean, but I'm wondering after we did the hammerhead dive and you see how big these animals are, and just use your imagination. If you see something that massive, it's, you know, it can be a little intimidating. There's I
ain't scared if you ain't.
Well, I didn't say I was going to do it. I'm asking you guys. Would you hesitate?
Why would you ask us to do something you wouldn't do yourself?
No,
that's a
didn't-
poor leader, Greg.
No, I didn't say I wouldn't do it. I just said
he does that all
I'm
the
not
time,
saying I'm
CJ.
going to do it right now.
Well, what if it's not the chumming that brings them in, but the sound of that particular engine?
Could be, or it could just be, you know, they're
Or the splash
curious.
of the entry.
Yeah, Vinny Two Tanks. I don't know. He's not going to be
Pavlovian.
in Bimini with us, but maybe he has some
Yes,
insight.
but I have had a lot of dives, and I told you guys, I don't know if you remember, I told you guys I was in Turks and Caicos for a night dive, and we were just surrounded by huge bull sharks.
Ooh.
So I suggest you to see them at night, and as close as they were, I think that would be. I think if you guys decide to go at night, I think you'll see them.
Pucker.
Because the divers' lights will scare them up.
Yeah.
If
nothing else.
divers go along, they wake up. You know, everything starts to happen.
Right.
You're attracting bait fish. You're showing them where everything's
Right, and it wakes up, and all of a sudden, they're the night fish are feeding, and
Right.
it's
Now I
mean,
remember remember you coming back from that dive and you saying like, "Oh my gosh, that was exciting. That was so cool.
Yeah.
You loved it." Now take those bull sharks and replace them with a 14-foot long great hammerhead. Would you feel the same way, or would you go, "Holy crap, that thing could engulf me in one
Well, I'll
bite"?
tell you, yeah, the hammerheads are big, the great whites are big, but bull sharks are very impressive. They're like their chest. It's amazing how wide they are. They're
Right,
very
a lot of
impressive.
girth.
The better to eat.
I think I'd rather get nailed by a
cougar.
What?
A hammerhead than a bull
Somebody
shark.
smack him on the back.
Exactly. Yeah, pull the string again on Vinny
So
Two
Vinny, you're
Tanks.
saying if you're underwater and you shine the light onto Greg, they would come over and bite on Greg?
Well, no, they wouldn't do that. But
No,
the light brings in the bait fish and all the other critters and stuff, which, you know, it goes up the food chain.
The dive master told us not to put lights down on fish because other fish will nail them. And
That's right.
I actually saw that happen. I didn't cause it, but I saw somebody put a light on a fish, and then a bigger fish came and nailed it really.
You
badly.
caused it.
Yeah, but that
You
wasn't
did it.
that
You're
wasn't the
guilty.
sharks, but the tarpon do that quite a bit, and the jacks will do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Which are very common,
It
throughout the
was
Caribbean.
exciting.
Yeah.
Night diving that's why it's my favorite time
It
to
is. It can be very exciting, but like I said, when you get these kind of animals, these big animals that you see, I'm just throwing it out there. If you guys would have any hesitancy to do a night dive when you just during the day you're diving with 14-foot long great hammerhead sharks. I don't know. I no, because I would probably I'd dive with one of you guys, which I know I can swim faster than.
Yeah,
So
there you go.
There you go. You're best,
But
buddy.
we all know we're not on their menu. I
we're
think they're
not.
more afraid of us than we are of them.
Yeah, but
technically.
when they're 14 feet long, they can be there's the pucker factor.
Could hit you by accident.
That comes into
If
play.
they decide to test you, yeah, it's not a good thing.
It's that whole experience at the dark.
Yeah,
and the flat, calm
spookiness.
sea. When just before you step off the back, out there in the darkness, there's a splash.
There's a splash. There's a are you jumping into the dark of a gaped mouth of a great hammerhead shark?
We'll be right back. Pucker Carlson.
Excuse me? All right. More coming up on this last show of 2022. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Happy New Year.
You talking to me?
Clap, clap, clap.
Get that crap out of here.
Happy New Year.
You guys suck.
Stomp, stomp, stomp.
See you in hell.
Spin around.
You're an inspiration for birth control.
And stop. Yay. Great job.
Damn, that was annoying.
Yeah, well, it's just what we do here on the last show for 2022. I am Greg the Dive Master. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. It's been another great year, and we're kind of reflecting on the best dives of 2022. There's been a lot for me, for sure, but, it's hard not to look forward, too, and I think we got to do that as well. We're very much looking forward to diving with the great hammerheads of Bimini here in a couple weeks with the Dive God. He may join us in hour 2, by the way, and, it's going to be something, but I'm wondering if we should do a night dive. And I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, CJ, you were asking me, am I a little hesitant to do that? Not really. But would it go through my mind, especially that if we did a night dive after spending an afternoon diving the great hammerheads and we see like some 14-footers? I mean, these are big, big animals. And when you go on a night dive, like, Vinny Two Tanks was talking about it, you stand on the back of the boat. You're getting ready to do your giant stride entry into the ocean. It's pitch dark. And there is always on a night dive, the beginning of a night dive, where you kind of go, seems a little sketchy. And then as soon as you jump in and you see everything, it kind of opens up and you're like, all right, this is cool. I dig it. And you see all the lights. It's usually way more lit up on a night dive than I think most people expect. Are you with me on that, CJ? What do you think?
One of these dives has to be your last.
What are you trying to say exactly? I find no humor in that comment whatsoever.
I'm sorry. I'll try harder next time.
Mm-hmm.
Greg, you do know about the opposites, right?
The opposites of what?
When there's light in front of you and you can see everything, behind you is darkness.
And death.
And that's how they sneak up in the darkness.
Okay. What is he doing? I'm not sure where he's going with that.
Maybe he thinks this is Halloween.
Just the darkness, the night dive makes it more spooky. Is that what you're trying to say?
You may want to pre-order your wheelchair. It could take a while to be delivered.
Who are you speaking to now?
You.
Why?
No, guys. It's what you can't see can't hurt you. That's the attitude you got to take.
There. See, wisdom from Vinny Two Tanks.
That's why I like night diving. I can't, don't see very, it's dark.
Can't see
And every
squat.
once in a while-
If
Very
he
nothing there.
chomps down, it's not going to hurt long.
Okay. Well, there's that, I guess. But, night dives are some of the best dives you can do by far.
It's not the chomping down; it's the shaking it. You're like a rag doll that really bugs me.
Start banking your blood now.
Why? Who are you speaking to?
Do I get dibs on any of these guys' equipment?
No.
No.
Nah, it
Don't
all
get greedy.
goes to charity.
Lost at sea.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean, who would want it with all the bite marks on it?
True.
Well, exactly.
Oh, you
It'd
can
be all-
polish all that out.
Okay.
Legless wetsuit.
All right. So you guys aren't taking any of this
Those
serious.
become shorties, CJ.
Never
I mean,
finish.
the bottom line is there's nothing to be scared of, but it's hard not to be a little intimidated on a night dive. That's a universal feeling, and I think all of you would back me up on. Barry, come on. Wouldn't you agree that?
I don't care for night dives.
I don't think Vinny's
done-
scared.
Barry won't even dive with the sharks in the daylight.
Well,
no, I don't have a problem in the daylight, but
Yeah,
at nighttime, no, I don't care for night.
Hell, Barry won't even dive.
I'm not saying.
There are two dives I don't like doing: cave diving and night diving.
Okay, but you're not scared. You're just.
No, you're in their environment. They're really not interested in you. You're
Right.
not in their food chain.
But as soon as you
know,
jump in on a night dive or some unknown type of dive that you do, there's a little bit of apprehension there for the first few seconds or so, and then you get down and like, oh wow, this is cool.
Well, you see that like you were talking about the Spiegel Grove. When you're on the surface there and you're heading down there, you don't see anything for a little while, and you're beginning to wonder, are you ever going to hit bottom? And then all of a sudden the ship appears. So
Right. Otherwise, you're thinking, am I drifting into the abyss?
am I drifting too far? That's right. Well, I end up on the local news saying diver is left out at sea.
That's what the biz we had.
Yeah,
If
well, that's
Greg
true.
starts drifting, he'll never come back because he can't come back.
I don't even know what that means. Do you?
Navigational problems there, Greg.
No, I don't have a navigational problem.
You're navigationally challenged.
No, I am
Okay.
not.
Yeah.
I
See,
can test that, Jerry. Greg
See?
has drifted many times, and the show is still on the air.
yeah, good point. We drift
Because
off topic constantly.
They have a tether attached to him. He can't get lost.
Well, I'm holding the dive flag of this group.
It's a mic cord.
I can't
Then
be
you're
lost.
never lost.
That's
Yeah.
right. So yeah, I never looked at it that way, but that's kind of the truth, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
give the flag to Jerry, he'll just take off and leave you.
Right. And we'll say, good riddance. See you. Wouldn't want to be you.
I'll never get lost though. I'm always there.
You would have your own dive flag. Trust me. I wouldn't let you lead the group.
Greg, you want to know what's really scary?
What's that, Casey?
We're going to Bimini in 2 weeks.
That's scary. Oh my God, I'm scared.
No, what's
Oh.
scary is I have to room with Jerry.
Oh,
that is scary.
So there's going to
Yeah.
be some romance going on in Bimini.
I don't think there's enough rum in Bimini for romance.
Barry's
He'll be
not
jealous.
going. Yeah, exactly. So, because he's a little offended that Jerry found someone else.
I think Jerry's safe because Casey's married.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right.
Come on, Greg.
Yeah.
Stop trying to stir stuff up.
Does that what? So Casey is his beard? Is that what it is? Or wait, no, that's not right. No, Barry is Jerry's beard. Is that how it works? I don't know. I don't know what the latest thing is on that kind of stuff. I'm not judging. I'm just, trying to keep everybody educated. With the latest social trends.
You're spreading lies.
Yeah.
They're going to get to the resort and find out there's only one bed for that room.
Jerry's pronoun is what? Or pronouns? What are they? Who drunk? Is that one? No, I don't know.
His'n.
Well, we put an ad in the paper of Bimini tryouts for new mermaids. So Jerry and I'll be interviewing.
Well, I
that's a
will
good
tell
idea,
you,
guys.
Yeah. Well, look, I'll tell you, Mermaid Chris is not with us right now. She may pop up here during the show at some point. We'll see. But there is a plan to get the first mermaid shots with the great hammerheads of Bimini. They haven't been able to pull that off in the past. So that is on the agenda, gang. And Kristen's up for it. She's down. What do you think of that? No comment whatsoever. Nobody cares.
Pretty
Okay,
cool.
moving on.
Can we get the dives in before they do all that, before they run them off?
Well,
Run them off.
that was when we did this experiment years ago in Guadalupe. Yeah, it scared off the great hammerhead or great whites. But with the hammerheads, I'm not sure if that'll be the case. And plus, we had like
even
3.
with the tail on, they'll still be way bigger than her.
Well,
so maybe
the
size
great
thing
whites
won't
in
bother.
Guadalupe were way bigger too, and it scared. We put 3 mermaids in a cage, and they just scattered like.
That's so weird.
It was strange. They were literally.
Maybe they were full of fish, and they're like, "All right, we're done." Maybe it was a coincidence.
No. I was in the water filming this whole thing, and there were literally 7 big great whites circling the boat when they got into the cage with me. And they literally scattered as soon as they got in their mermaid outfits. And I was like, wow, that is...
Maybe the tails have some weird smell they were picking
No, they were put off by the fake tails.
They thought it
They
smelled
knew it
good.
was a person with tail. And like, okay, these people are trying to be something they're not.
Or no, the great whites probably thought they were going to be eaten by mermaids.
That's true.
Yeah.
Did they bring tartar sauce with them?
I don't think they use any kind of sauces. It might be an ointment. I don't know. But no sauces. All right. Well, anyway, we got that. We'll see if that holds true for Bimini in a couple weeks. But look, we got much more to talk about. Jerry Beatty, the dive god, all planning to join us in hour 2 of the world's first radio show devoted to diving on this New Year's Eve. Stay close.
On the boat or down below, if you want to stay in the know. If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio. Let's go!
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio. This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.
Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling your radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown? Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea. Under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome to hour 2 of the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. Happy New Year's Eve to you. We're making the best of it by lighting off fireworks, getting socially lubricated, and reflecting on our best dives of 2022. And we might even be looking forward to some pretty cool ones in 2023 as well. CJ and Bubble Boy are in the studio with me. Yeah, look, hey, the Bubble Boy, the sparklers don't go there. That's inappropriate.
Nobody told me.
Yeah, don't do that.
Also,
Not in
you
the
could set
studio.
off an explosion.
That's true.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of like I don't know, like lighting off a. Well, let's just leave it alone. Let's leave that one alone. It's only going to get us in trouble. Was that a flashback to your favorite dive of 2022?
No.
Which was diving my colon? No comment. Okay, fine.
No.
Right.
No.
I would think that was probably
that
the
was
most.
just one of your weird dreams.
That was, but that was probably the most memorable dive experience that I think I've shared publicly in the history of doing this show in 25 years.
That dream?
That dream. It was special. That was a special moment in 2022. It'll go down in the annals of Scuba Radio history.
Yeah.
As one of the best bits we've ever done. Even Vinny Two Tanks threw up a little in his mouth when he heard that bit.
That's Greg, the man who put diver in diverticulitis.
Yeah. So there you go. We'll leave it at that. And we probably shouldn't bring up, talk about that the last time it's ever brought up on the air.
That would have been a good time to play it, but
no.
I see you don't have it queued up.
We can't do that.
Radio 101.
We would like to be on the air again in 2023.
Oh, nobody's going to take us.
Yeah, I don't know if we were to play that thing again. Yeah, but I just do.
You mean it wouldn't align with certain values?
Yeah, it might. You are
might offend somebody.
Might offend someone. There could be someone slightly annoyed by it
with no sense of humor.
Okay. Yeah, there's that. But yeah, just I just made the comment or had this little thing where I compared my colonoscopy to a cave dive, and it just went downhill from there. I'll leave it at that. If you want to go back and listen to it, it's up there on ScubaRadio.com. All right, moving on. Jerry Beatty has joined us on the big show for hour 2. Jerry, how are you, buddy? Happy New Year to you.
Well, it's almost here.
Yeah.
It's good to be together with the gang here one last time before, 2022 goes out the door. So Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah, back at you. Now, as I said, I've been reflecting on 2022 as far as the best dives that we've had this past year. Is there any standout for you? I mean, you've been diving all over the world this past year. It's been pretty busy, especially compared to the year before. But what do you think?
Well, I think not necessarily any single dive, but the dive trip to Indonesia because of huge variety. A lot of muck and little tiny critters, but there's some coral and
yeah,
a lot of muck. But there's other locations where you get some really fantastic corals.
Yeah, and you're a big fan of those. So I mean,
oh yeah.
What was it? Was it the actual things you saw on the dives on that trip, or was it the people you were hanging with, a combination, or just the experience overall? What do you think?
Well, it was definitely a combination because the people were great. Steve Weaver from Dreamweaver Travel,
right,
came down with a group of 18 and was the best group I've ever been with. I mean, everybody.
Wait! You've dove with our group before. And,
I should have qualified that. That was the first dive store group dive trip.
Okay, all right. I was going to say any group would be better than this group. So he's only comparing it to this. I mean, it's definitely an upgrade. But no, I kid. But yeah, so you just had a bunch of dive store operators from around the U.S. with that group, or was it just all Denver folks?
It was all, they were from all over, but it was one dive store that put the whole thing together.
Mm-hmm.
So it was pretty fun. The diving that I couldn't do was the muck diving. I could get in the water and I could do the dive and everybody would be gathered around looking at something about the size of your fingernail. And I realized I could not see.
Well, that's mucked up.
I had totally mucked up.
Yeah.
So I came back and immediately set an appointment, and this past couple of weeks had both lenses in my eyes replaced, so I can go back, and next time I'll be able to see those little critters.
Oh, really? You did a lens replacement on your eyeballs, huh?
Yeah. Well, when you can't see things on a dive, it's time to do something.
Yeah. Well, did that fix everything? So now you can see real close and everything, or is it still healing?
It's still healing, but it should not be long till I can get back in the water.
Wow. Okay. I didn't even know you did that. Yeah,
I'm saving myself for the next trip because I want it to be ultra cool. And I think, Greg, me and you have come up with a great idea.
Yeah. We're working on something. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 destinations, Palau and Yap. Oh.
Palau and Yap. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking towards this thing in Bimini. We're going to Bimini to dive with the great hammerheads in a couple weeks.
Very cool,
Jerry. But yeah, towards the end of February, beginning of March, I'm planning a trip with Jerry to go to Palau and Yap. Are you supposed to say it like that, by the way, Jerry, when you go, hey, I'm going to Yap? I mean, it's a weird name to me.
If you're from South Carolina, you probably say it that way.
Jerry, go ahead and say, Jerry the diver guy, how would you say Yap?
Yap.
Well, that's boring. No, I think you're supposed to go, I'm going to Palau and Yap. You just see it. I don't know.
Palau's the more fun
You're
one.
telling the mountain man how to speak mountain?
Well, I mean, is there an accent? Do the island folks have a particular accent in that part of the world? Jerry, you've been there before. I don't know. Do they?
Well, it's hard to tell because the English they speak is not the English we speak. So you don't know if they're speaking in that way or that's the way they think it's supposed to be spoken.
So when they say Palau or Yap, do they say it just the exact same way I just did? Or do they go Palau, Yap?
Well, actually, they don't say Yap and Palau at all. They use the native language.
Which is, do you know how to say those islands in their language?
As a matter of fact, I don't, but that's another reason for us to go, Greg.
Right. I'm thinking it's going to be Palau. Yep. No, I don't know. I'm just, that's the thing. When you go on a big adventure like that, you learn from the locals and you pick up these little nuggets that kind of make the whole experience something special.
Greg, did you skip your medication this morning?
Duh. I want to drink for New Year's Eve.
Okay.
Not supposed to mix the two. Okay. So yeah, but we got a big adventure planned. I do think, I don't know how this is all going to work out, but I've been looking at airfares to get to that part of the world. This could be an ugly one. This could be one of the worst air travel scenarios that I've ever subjected myself to, but we'll see.
It's not going to be cheap, but it's going to be worth it. I checked airfare and from Los Angeles to Yap all the way was $1,900.
Ouch.
And then we'd have $350 to jump over to Palau, which, when you go that far away, that's actually, if you break it down per mile, it isn't that much.
Well, that's true.
You're probably spending more on gasoline.
Well, right. You can't go to Palau without going to Yap. I think it's the law. Okay, it could be the medication. But look, it's a holiday. It's New Year's Eve. What do you want from me? More coming up.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer, and Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Taric is the best, most intuitive, and reliable wristwatch-sized dive computer on the market. Check it out and the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater, dive computers for demanding divers.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo with a buddy or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Scuba action star Mike Scott is back in a new audiobook, Cayman Cowboys, Reefs Under Pressure. From author Eric Douglas comes the one that started it all. Listen as Mike deals with submarines, kidnapping, betrayal, and more.
He didn't even have fins or a mask to let him see in the water. He was going to be slow and blind. If it weren't for the float, he knew there would be no way he would ever make it to the surface.
Download Cayman Cowboys or Oil and Water, Return to Cayman, Turks and Chaos, and Lionfish at Amazon, booksbyeric.com, and audible.com.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Happy New Year to you! Happy, 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 happy. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to me. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to me.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving, just in case you're not sure. It is that time of year. So, you're welcome, or we apologize for annoying you on this last broadcast of 2022. It's just what we do sometimes here on the world's first radio show devoted to
You
diving.
tuned in. That's on you.
That's right. We take no responsibility for your actions. Own up to it, accept it, and love it. Just embrace it, right?
Sure.
That's what Crockett has done. He dialed up 888-88-SCUBA. He is on Scuba Radio. Crockett, how you doing, buddy? What's going on?
Hey, doing just fine. I'm up here in Oregon, chilling out on after this cold weather bout we just had. But
Well,
other
glad
than that,
I'm not
doing
you.
good.
Not to make you feel bad, but man, I am glad I am not you. I'm in Florida, where it's nice and warm today for New Year's Eve, but it's a little chilly for you.
When,
huh?
when I encounter this kind of encounter our typical Oregon weather, I have flashbacks to what good diving I had in the Philippines. So
Yeah, you think warm thoughts or warm dives, because
think 82, 83 degree water.
Nice. Yeah.
Saw on one dive I saw 3 whale sharks.
Wow. Okay. So you did that this past year.
Yes.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Awesome.
What's the best time of the year to dive in Philippines? You figure. When did you go?
Well, according to what I did there, it was like April, May, June.
April, May
time frame.
Okay. All right. Well,
saw pygmy seahorses. Saw pygmy cuttlefish. First one I've ever seen of those.
You saw a lot of pygmies. It sounds like.
Yeah, a lot of short people, man.
Okay. All right. Well, there's some short people too. Okay. Fair enough. Well, Crockett, Happy New Year to you. I mean, actually.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you guys. And have a safe New Year. You got to get out there and go diving in a couple of weeks. So
there
we
you
don't
go.
want you to miss that.
All right. There you go. Yeah, you should do this because that should be on every. That should be every diver's New Year's resolution is to dive more. I mean, you'd back me up on that, right, CJ? Come
Hell
on.
yeah.
Yeah, Bubble Boy. Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Jerry the diver guy.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I think it's pretty universal with our crew.
Yeah, as much as possible.
Yeah, Jerry Beatty, though, from Dive Training Magazine, among many other things that he does.
Best magazine out there.
As many years that you've been doing this, would you say the same thing, Jerry? Dive more? Is that on your New Year's resolution or what?
How can you say anything better than that?
Yeah, more is always better, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's universal. I like it. Now, what are as far as other than going to Palau and Yap? There any other things scheduled for you for 2023 that you plan to look forward to in the coming year, or have you got your schedule panned out enough yet?
No, I haven't panned out like I usually do. I'm going down to Cancun here in the next couple of weeks just to hang out and check out some cenotes. And I've got to get back in the Caribbean. I mean, it's wonderful being in the Pacific, but I haven't been to Cayman now in 2 years. I need to be in Dominica. So much has changed there.
Right.
So by the end of the first month, I'll have the next 6 months pretty well charted.
Okay. I got to tell you, Caymans are on my list for 2023 for sure. And I hope Dominica as well. I would like to get back to Dominica in 2023 if we can work that out. Because that's definitely one of my favorite places on the planet.
It's so much easier now.
Yeah.
They have daily flights on American from Miami straight to Dominica.
Oh, they do?
And they have not been that bad. They've been running as little as 350 round trip.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, maybe we'll have to put that one on the list. But Cayman is another one. I haven't been back to the Cayman Islands, and God knows how long. It's ridiculous how long it's been since we've taken Scuba Radio over to the Cayman Islands. And, you know, they were one of the first ones that kind of shut down. It took them a long time to open up after COVID.
Yeah,
and, you know, they finally did. And I do wonder, you know, we've been watching a lot of news this holiday week with all the stuff coming out of China. Have you heard any scuttlebutt of any of the islands starting to think, we're going to have to shut things down again and keep, you know, things in check? Are you hearing anything like that? I hope not.
I'm scared to talk about it because
don't want to jinx it. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's happening at different destinations. They're starting being selective. Like right now, coming in the U.S., it's anybody from China.
Yeah.
Has to test. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be a long, cold winter.
Right.
But back to Cayman, what we got to do, Greg, we got to put our sights on Little Cayman and Cayman Brac.
Okay.
We've been to Grand Cayman many times.
Yes.
We need to go to the sister islands and check out what they have.
I agree. I'm there with you.
They have absolutely wonderful diving, Jerry.
Yeah.
When was the last time you went there, Casey?
Would have been about 6 years ago now, but it was literally, there was Cayman, Little Cayman, and Cayman Brac, and I remember diving in each of the locations was somehow distinguishably different.
Yes. Yeah, I actually had one of my most memorable night dives there on Cayman Brac, Jerry, because they gave the dive briefing before we jumped in the water. We were talking about night diving earlier on the show today. And the dive briefing was probably the most unique briefing I have ever received on a night dive, because the lady dive master, she said, look, this is definitely a suggestion for the guys. If you're wearing board shorts, please make sure you have your strings tied at the end of your board shorts, like around your legs, tighten them up a little bit. Because we had some guys, we have a lot of octopi here in this area, and they have a tendency to be attracted to warm areas. And we had a incident a few weeks ago where an octopus crawled up the board shorts of a dude and gave him the experience of a lifetime.
Sucker.
Yeah, right.
You can't make that stuff up.
I know you can't. I wish I was, because it'd be a great story if it was not true. But she was being dead serious, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna wear a wetsuit on this one.
Good call.
Yeah, but yeah, they have I don't know if that still exists to this day, but it did make me kind of reflect on octopus a little different, especially on night dives. Yeah,
Scrotopus.
Okay. Could be. But yeah, well, you ever heard anything like that, Jerry, when your visits to the Caymans before?
You know,
that their octopus are a little bit more friendly than other places in the world?
When you get in the water, you get in the food chain. You just got to accept that, you know?
Yeah. I don't think making any references to that and food in the same sentence is a good plan. That sets a bad precedent. Yeah, okay. All right, moving on to more positive things next. I swear, it's New Year's Eve. We can get away with some of this stuff. Stay close.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures Adventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explore Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit exploreventures.com. That's exploreventures.com. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. Happy New Year to you. And hopefully you're making the best of it for sure. Okay, yeah, you might be a little overly excited. It's allowed on New Year's Eve especially. There is a couple other little news nuggets I wanted to share with the crew today. Did you hear about this aquarium in Germany that exploded?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, in the hotel.
Massive aquarium.
That was nuts, wasn't it? Yeah.
Somebody's in trouble.
Somebody's
in trouble.
have an issue. Yeah.
The next day, there was a special on sushi.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of the animals were lost, which is sad. But it is bizarre. I don't think I've ever heard of
I don't think the animals were lost, Greg. I'm not sure they knew where they were to begin with.
No, they were killed.
Wait. That was a Casey joke.
Yeah.
It'll get there. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Eventually, sometime in 2023, maybe. But yeah, it was a mess.
Glass houses, Barry.
But I don't think
I know.
I've never heard of an aquarium busting open like that before. And Jerry, you've been around the block a time or two. Have you ever heard of something like that happen?
No, that's the first.
Somebody's in trouble.
Yeah.
But they said this is a multi-story aquarium.
Yeah, it was massive.
How tall was it?
Yeah.
It was big.
That's what happens when you tap on it to, get the fish's attention. Do
tap.
not
Is this
tap
really
on the
glass.
You thought that warning sign was
Don't
there
tap on the glass.
just to annoy the fish? No.
With a hammer.
It might break it. Right. No,
Every one
I
of
don't
those
know.
little brats needs a good beating.
Okay.
Season's beatings.
Oh boy. Yeah, but I don't know what to think of that. I mean, it was a shame, really. I mean, because it was quite a an aquarium, and
I feel bad for the hotel staff that's got to mop that up.
no, I feel bad for the animals. I mean, there were like 1,500 animals.
What
in
if you
that
had a
thing.
room on the first floor?
Actually, I think
Flood it out.
they said it didn't affect the rooms
What?
for some reason.
How is
Yeah.
that possible?
Well, it was like in the middle of an atrium of a hotel or something.
Yeah, but that was a lot of water.
It was a ton of water. I
They
mean,
had a special on fish sticks the next day.
oh, geez, will you stop?
The alley cats thought there really was a guy.
Okay, I said that. I said stop. What part are they not understanding? Yeah. No, it happened early in the morning, so there weren't people out in the atrium when this happened, evidently. Otherwise, people would have died. I mean, it was massive.
Seriously, I just because I've been to meetings with aquarium people.
Yeah, oh, that's right.
You never want to
Maybe
eat
2
aquarium
times.
fish.
Why?
Because I stupidly asked that one day, and everybody looked at me at this aquarium meeting, going, "They're so full of chemicals and stuff. We try to keep them alive with. I would never eat them things.
Really?
Like farm
Thought
fish.
I'd bring that point of interest. Do not eat aquarium.
Well,
fish.
I forgot that Vinny Two Tanks, he is kind of an aquarianist. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I belong to this association. Well, through Submersible Systems.
Yeah.
I go to this meeting where, and it's a bunch of aquarium people from all around the world, all around the country.
Yeah. And they have a meeting every DEMA.
Every DEMA, right? So I go see
Vinny
I see these
goes.
people once a year.
Have you heard from your friends in that group about this incident at all, or no? Vinny?
I will. It'll be a big topic the next meeting, which is next DEMA.
Okay.
I'm sure it will be
I
the
have
hot
no doubt.
topic.
Yeah. I mean, somebody dropped the ball, literally.
Gravel Suckers Club.
Yeah. I mean, it
Drop
wasn't.
the puffer fish would be more accurate, Greg.
No. It's but I don't have a problem with aquariums. It can be a real sticky subject for some people. They think, oh my God, they're like presents for fish. And I don't really look at it that way at all.
I rented a car and drove from Orlando to Sarasota and went to the Moat Aquarium.
Yeah.
It was
Moat Marine.
I loved it. I couldn't believe how great that aquarium. Have you seen that one?
Of course.
It
Yeah.
was
They're in
great.
Sarasota. Right.
Yeah, it was a blast. I
Yeah.
thought I couldn't believe how good it was.
Well, I mean, there's 2 trains of thought on that. I mean, some divers are very, stickler, like from the standpoint, like I only want to see the fish in their wild or, home environment in the ocean. And I get it. I totally get it. But aquariums, I mean, they do branch or extend that world to people that don't have the luxury to be scuba divers like us. And, they may never have the opportunity for whatever reason to get in the ocean and become a diver. And I wish they would, but in lieu of that, you could go to a local aquarium and learn a lot about the underwater environment. So they have their role. It's not ideal for the animals. I mean, obviously, in the case in Germany, it was not good at all because they lost, practically all the animals in the aquarium. They couldn't save them. And, and there evidently was a ton of critters in this aquarium.
Yes. They lost them all. They actually, the ones that survived the breakage froze because it was 19 degrees outside.
Well, it's a sad state of affairs. Now, I never thought about the fact that you shouldn't eat them. Thanks for that little tidbit.
Point that fact out. They're full of all kinds of vitamins and chemicals they stick in them to try to keep them alive.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not easy. It's not that aquarium. That I can't believe all the stuff I've learned about it. It's pretty intriguing.
Right.
It's pretty complicated stuff. It's not.
Oh no, it's science.
Yeah, it's science. That's it.
Yeah, but I never looked at an aquarium fish and go, oh, I could eat that. I've never had that.
Oh, that's the mistake I made, embarrassing in front of all these professionals. I go, boy, that one looks good to eat. And
You're weird.
Everybody looked at me.
You're
and I
so
go,
weird.
They should have these meetings after lunch.
I like fish.
After their drinks.
I will say at Epcot, they have
it was embarrassing.
They have the Living Seas at Epcot, and they actually have a seafood restaurant inside.
So
the,
you can eat your
Living
fish
Seas.
while it's looking at you.
I've been there. I went there once. I thought and I was like, this is kind of lame. I've had better fish at Long John Silver's.
When you go to like an Oriental restaurant where you go, I want that one, and then they net it and charge it up.
Do they still have scuba diving at the Living Seas or no?
Yeah. You can still go through that program, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, it's an actual fun dive. It really is.
Oh, it's great. Actually, did they have a group of people do that at the DEMA show in Orlando here last in November? Or I thought they did have something going on over there this year.
You were at the show.
I didn't hear.
You didn't hear? I thought I heard that they were having an event over there.
They done something at Disney.
Yeah, one of the agencies or something do, and usually that's what they do. They'll close down a section and have a little private event there at the Living Seas.
How were we not invited? Have they heard the show?
Yes, that's why.
That's the reason.
There's your answer.
Actually, Greg, what was the name of where was the aquarium we went diving when the show first started?
Was it the Living Seas?
No. Before that, when we met the oldest dolphin in captivity.
Oh, Marineland.
Marineland, yeah.
Yes, which is the oldest marine park.
We dove with sawtooth sharks and.
No, actually, it's closed down now, Vinny. Stop laughing. Don't laugh at a dead dolphins. What is wrong with you? No,
I
Marineland.
have a funny story to go along with this.
Well, okay, I'm sure we don't want to hear it. So
that's okay.
Kind of do.
Do you? All right, go ahead. Yeah, the floor is yours.
Mentioning Marineland.
Yeah.
Butch and I actually went to Marineland the last day it closed here in Los Angeles off of Pacific Palisades.
The California one. Okay.
And then we were going through all these areas. Well, this sea lion will be here the rest of its life because it can't be released into the wild.
Yeah. And
so the next day we heard on the news that it was closing. I go, you remember those sea lions?
Yeah.
They're dead because
Well, that's funny.
I thought it was
Happy New Year, everyone!
but I was actually at a closure. It was pretty amazing.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I knew
Sorry, that was
I
my
shouldn't
fault.
have done that. Yeah, but it's New Year's Eve. That's fine. It's what we do sometimes. We just share stories that we shouldn't. All right, more coming up. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. Happy New Year to you. It is, oh, yeah. And just for Vinny Two Tanks, these cats, they're dead now. Yeah, that's sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Moment of silence. Okay, there we go. That's enough.
Actual question.
Oh, Casey the Tobacco Nut has a question.
This is an actual technical question.
Okay.
You know, we had the hurricanes come through back in the day. It blew away all those snake storage sheds and where everybody was breeding the exotics.
Is anybody following this?
No.
Me neither.
Well, follow along here.
Okay, all right, I'm trying.
And now we have pythons in the Everglades and things.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So when the big aquarium shatters there, do you think some of the fish made it to water via the sewer and now they have new species multiplying in their oceans?
In Germany?
Nemo made it through the sewers, didn't he?
Yeah, Nemo made it.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pygmies.
Yeah. Oh, boy, you guys are nuts. You know, New Year's Eve isn't for like another 7 hours. Guys, you're peaking way too early.
New species of fish multiplying where they've never been before, like the lionfish.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, they're all dead. So
no, not all of them.
Continue.
Some did survive.
Some of them survived.
Yeah, some did survive.
All right.
But they wish they were dead.
They wish they were dead.
Okay.
They have nightmares.
Yeah, they do. But yeah, you know, aquariums, I think they have their role. I mean, you don't want to see these type of incidents that what happened in Germany happen. I mean, Marineland, that I was there at the end of its run in near St. Augustine, Florida, and it was a little rough. And I did feel a little bad for the animals, but the nicer places, they're always trying to up their game. And like I said, they have their role. The aquariums have their role. Now, years ago, our first broadcast on location, our first underwater broadcast of Scuba Radio was at the Living Seas at Epcot. And they had the whole underwater comm system, the whole thing. And we went and we did a dive. And we broadcast live Scuba Radio from underwater. That was the first and last time that I ever pretty much did that. Because I was like, that was a lot of work. It was a pain in the ass. And then I had to watch the censors of Disney cringe at every word I said.
And the water's cold there. Don't they keep that aquarium?
It's cool. Cold? It waswasn't too bad. I mean,
is that
cool.
show in the Arctic
not 84 degrees, that's for sure.
No, it was probably more like, like spring water, like 72, 74. It was cool. For sure.
So we should do a show down at Jules Verne in the Keys.
Well, I've done that. We've done a broadcast from the habitat down there at Jules.
Is that
Verne,
the place where you can spend the night?
Jules,
yeah.
Undersea
Lodge.
Yeah.
Lodge,
we've done that, but that's not the same.
I think that'd be fun to do.
Well, no, we did it.
Once.
I've been there, done that.
Okay,
yeah.
I have done it.
Well, you can do it, Vinny, and then tell us.
We could all do it, Greg. You could take us.
It's a pretty small habitat.
Yeah, it's
Casey.
not large.
Yeah, it would not be fun. If we got
I dove with you there, but we didn't go in the little habitat.
Yeah, we just
That's
looked
where
at
I did my rescue course down there.
Well,
at
okay.
That place.
Well, there's that. So, but the thing is, I was not a fan after doing that for those reasons, that it was too much work to try to broadcast underwater. Sure, it's cool. Hey, we're underwater. Welcome to Scuba Radio. Hi, but it's a radio show. If we were filming a TV show, maybe it'd make more sense. But otherwise, when you're doing underwater comm systems and doing a radio show and you're going, hey, this is Greg the Dive Master. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. It was, it's not as appealing as it may sound.
Wait a minute. Some days we sound like that anyway.
Well, that's true. But that's just when we've had too many stogies before broadcast time. But but the other thing was that the censors at Disney were over the top. They were on us like a hawk. And after that, I was like, you know what? This is not going to fit well with our what we want to do with this show. Excuse me?
That's what Disney said also.
What was that? I didn't hear. You can't say. Actually, we did. We said several things, and I saw all the people behind the scenes, behind the glass, like scurrying around like little rats. Like, oh my God, they said this.
Don't say rats.
Yeah, can't say rats. Yeah.
Rat world.
Yeah. So we haven't been back, and you know, I will tell you, I do love everybody at Disney. I do, especially that works at the Living Seas. There are a big group of divers there, and they've listened to the show for years. I see them at the DEMA show because they do have this dive program. But as far as us doing a show from there, that's pretty much why. I don't want to be, have people looking over our shoulder telling us we can't say this, that, or whatever.
No urinating in the aquarium, please.
Yeah. So I support what they do, and they do a great work there, but it's not really a great fit, for our values or lack thereof here at Scuba Radio, right?
Where are the mermaids?
Yeah, right.
Keep your hands and feet inside the shark at all times.
Now, see, they would be fans of the mermaids because of the Little Mermaid. There's the Little Mermaid theme at the Living Seas now. So they like that.
Watch out for the octopus swim up your shorts.
No. That would...
It's an extra fee.
Yeah, that's... It's
I heard that somewhere before.
Well, yeah, where that's weird. It probably would happen there. I mean, I don't think they have octopus there.
Please enjoy the calamari.
No, I will not.
They were just trying to put out Bubble Boy sparklers.
Yeah, stop it.
Did you ever do a show at SeaWorld?
Yes, we did.
I thought you did. I
actually like Discovery Cove, where they do the more personal thing, but we didn't dive. We did not, after that point, we got to the point where I was like, doing the underwater broadcast stuff doesn't make a lot of sense.
Doesn't work. Yeah.
It works, but it's a pain in the ass. And I don't do this show to work.
Well,
let's get something clear here.
Couldn't you do a recorded segment and then just splice it
Oh,
into
why
the show?
bother, Barry? Come on.
Oh, come on. You could.
Jesus, Barry, leave it die.
No. We're trying to promote people to dive, and if they can't dive, go to SeaWorld or go to these aquariums to see the critters that we see.
Well, I will say
promoting. They do a radio show underwater.
Okay, but I will say the folks at SeaWorld were a little bit more flexible. They didn't really care about what we say or what we don't say. The people at SeaWorld, yeah. So
you can't say tsunami.
No, you can't. Nowhere. You're not allowed to say that anywhere, Jerry. Including here, by the way.
Yeah, let's make that the last one.
There's Jerry the Diver
die
Guy
with 2022.
Yeah,
for 2022, it'll be the last.
Well, that's Jerry's New Year's resolution, not to use that word ever again.
That'll last 2 days.
The history of the world. All right, Jerry. His New Year's resolution: he's not going to say "punami" ever again on Scuba Radio.
You just said it again.
Well, I said it. It's not my New Year's resolution. Barry, if I say it, it's okay.
Oh, okay.
But Jerry's New Year's resolution.
Rolls off the tongue, Greg. Come on.
Well, I'm just saying, you accept that New Year's resolution. We're trying to make you a better person. We really are trying. We're trying so hard.
Take more than that to make me a better person.
Sell that, Greg. Sell that.
Oh, God help
was that
us.
story like 3 years ago, and it still won't die?
Yeah.
At least.
Okay, there's that. All right. Well, look, we have some champagne to drink along with some bourbon, scotch, beer.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Yes.
Crappy New Year.
Hey, no.
Happy New Year.
Hey, and on that note, or at least till next week, if they allow us back on the air, remember, it's always better where, gang? Come on.
Down where it's wetter.
Safe diving, everyone.
They all love Scuba Radio. On the boat or down below, if you want to stay in the know. If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio. Let's go! Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio. Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio. This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters?
Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.